2 boys and or girls per grade level. Maybe a committee to look at the culture of the program. One of the things we might take a look at, I've heard it said, and I don't know this because I'm not aware of the current demographics. You'd be best to answer that for me, but oftentimes when teachers play an active role in coaching, that's an encouragement for pupils, and they have a built-in relationship with boys and girls to be able to get them to come out for a particular sport. If they have a respect or a rapport with a given teacher, I don't know if part of the culture study would be a way to enhance, whether it's through an increase in remuneration for teachers in contracts or what have you, and this is nothing certainly against parent coaches. As you know, as a teacher and principal here, we ran elementary programs with nothing but parent volunteers, so there's a lot to be said for that input. But I think if you're going to be honest about the culture of an athletic program, the more teachers you have as participants in the coaching ranks, I think it helps to recruit a student body. You know, historically, and I want to say this, it would be disingenuous if, as the consultant to SOS, I didn't mention this one particular salient point, but let me get to that in just a minute. I was part of the board that several years ago, after building this school, had a $3 million pot of gold left over from the building of this school building. And we had a choice at that time. We could build a $3 million track for 50 students for 2 months out of the year, or we could take that $3 million and deposit it in an escrow account and live off the interest of that and not raise school taxes. We've done that for 10 years or so. But part of that bargain, part of that decision, when we had the majority, Saltsburg had the majority, we could have built that $3 million track. We didn't do that. We deposited it and haven't raised taxes. But the trade-off with the Blairsville board members was that if we were willing to do that as long as we could field an athletic team, there would be no effort on the part of the majority, if it were Blairsville or whomever, to force a combination of school teams. And to their credit, Blairsville has lived by that ladies and gentlemen's agreement. And I would like to see us continue to do that as long as we can indeed field a team, it's important that we're able to do that. And the disingenuousness would be if we said that this isn't part and parcel. Mr. Bartolini, who I love dearly, Mr. Bartolini pointed out that there were so many other factors involved in it. It's just not about football. It's about band. It's about boosters. It's about hot dogs. It's about buses, et cetera, et cetera. It's also about the continuation of a community. And so it would be disingenuous to say that we can't take into account the importance of maintaining local athletic programs in order to maintain the community. What attracts people to a community? The schools. Number one, talk to any real estate agent, they will tell you. The number one factor in choosing a school is the quality of the educational program and the extracurricular offerings that school provides their children. Countless SOS meetings, one of the things that we hear quite often is, yeah, we're concerned about consolidation, we're concerned about losing our identity, et cetera, but we want our children to have opportunities to participate. And we don't want to see that opportunity go by the wayside. Well, I think that's an essential consideration this evening. It's odd that a recommendation would be made before the body of people here to provide the input is garnered, and then the decision made, but I applaud your wisdom in the decision that you made. I would say that if you're going to follow that, and the board will indeed maintain status quo, that you use the interim year to put together some type of study committee, an action committee, if you will, to try to improve the culture of our program. And do more than just say status quo, because status quo obviously isn't good enough. We don't want status quo. We want to move forward. I don't like the veiled threat, I'm going to be honest, I don't like the veiled threat that, well, you basically have another year, we'll be back here again, I'm going to vote differently next year. That doesn't set well. That's not a good optimistic outlook on how to deal with it. But I do appreciate your willingness to at least grant Saltsburg another year of continuation of this program. You know where SOS is, and that's not the purpose of this meeting this evening, and I'm not going to sit here or stand here and say that we're not concerned We're willing to do everything we can to help. There's no question about that. But let's take into consideration, indeed, your decision about football affects the future of Saltsburg. Anyway, thank you.